Lanier's back.
Hi, everybody.
We're going to go ahead and do a comparison with Armani's Acqua Di Gio with Armani's Acqua Di Gio Profumo. Coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. That's right, Lanier's here. We're doing a comparison with the iconic fragrance Acqua Di Gio from 1996, 20 years old, with the later flanker, the Eau de Parfum edition called Profumo that came out in 2015. So have you worn Acqua Di Gio?
I've never worn Acqua Di Gio. I've sampled it and I've reviewed it, but no, I have never worn it. When it came out, I was not too into fragrance at all. I was just wearing my signature scent of Chanel Pour Monsieur, or it was then called Pour Homme.
Pour Homme.
And so I wasn't really experimenting with lots of fragrances except for that and a few others. So no.
No. This is one of the fragrances I wore back in 97. I was gifted a bottle and I absolutely loved it.
As did millions of people.
It's supposedly one of the best-selling men's colognes. But you know what? Over the years, it's changed. It's become lighter and lighter. Something about the vibrancy has been removed. So it's like diet Acqua Di Gio now.
Ah.
I still like it. I picked up a huge bottle on clearance at the L'Oreal's outlet store. When I was visiting my mom, there's outlets up there. So I picked up this and that for really, really good price. I thought, okay, let's get a bottle. We'll review it because I really did love Acqua Di Gio. But something about the, since it's an aquatic, it's an aromatic aquatic, they've elevated or amped up the aquatic notes and they've taken down some of the more unique notes that I really loved about it.
Because that was the thing about Acqua Di Gio. It was such a game changer when it came out. It was the dawn of the aquatic age, so to speak, in perfume. There had been nothing like it before. And it certainly influenced and brought about a lot of invitation.
Totally. Let's go ahead and talk about a little bit about how the background of this. So it was launched in 96. It's an eau de toilette concentration. The perfumer is Alberto Moria, who also did Profumo in 2015. He's very, very well known. Are you familiar with him?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And then this is considered an aromatic aquatic. For notes at the top, we've got orange, lime, mandarin orange, jasmine, bergamot, lemon, neroli. In the heart notes, we've got cyclamen, nutmeg, mignonette, coriander, violet, freesia. C notes, peach, hyacinth, rose, jasmine, rosemary, and calone. That's the word. That's the word that scares me in fragrances, calone.
Cologne.
And then finally in the base notes, we've got amber, patchouli, oak moss, cedar, and musk. We did that together. So for Profumo, it was launched in 2015, and it's Eau de Parfum. It's an EDP. It's Alberto Moria's again, and it's an aromatic aquatic fragrance. For notes, we've got bergamot and C notes at the top. Heart notes, we've got geranium, rosemary, and sage. In the base notes, we've got patchouli and incense.
Incense? What is it? Ely?
Patchouli.
Oh, patchouli. Oh.
Patchouli. Patchouli. So I personally think this Profumo is what this used to be 20 years ago.
Interesting.
Because I really love this one. I really, really love it. This one is okay. It's okay. Shall we smell them?
Yeah, let's smell them. Okay. And it's very interesting that this one is just jam-packed and fun-filled with so many notes. It's like a clown car of notes, wouldn't you say?
I find that older fragrances had a lot more notes.
Yeah.
Now, are they adding some synthetic accords instead of notes, and they just...
That we don't know about, you mean?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. But let's smell them.
Okay, so this one is the original, the game changer.
As it is today.
It is, yeah. As it is today, exactly. Although this bottle, I think, is from about 4 years ago. And this one, which I really love, a lot darker, more patchouli.
Oh, yes. I definitely think this one is really, really, really good.
The Profumo.
Yes. This, to me, is just so...
Can you call it a weakling?
A weakling, it's very ordinary and Oh, my nose. It's you smell it all the time, and because so many people have impersonated it, it's just like, you know, oh, whatever. Oh, that's simple. That's easy. That's, you know, it's not going to annoy anybody.
It's a very pleasant scent.
It's pleasant. But it's almost pleasant in the way that, you know, certain cleansers are pleasant smelling. You know, certain things that you use in the home, or maybe a potpourri is pleasant, but there's nothing challenging or interesting to me about it at all.
No, it's not challenging.
No.
But you know what? It doesn't come off in the strip. I've tried this before.
Well, let's put some on my skin.
On me, the calone is super intense. Becomes fishy, seaweedy.
Oh, that would not be fun.
And I don't like that.
Oh boy, you put a lot on there.
No, I don't know, maybe you're not sensitive to calone like I am.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
One of the things I used to be told about Acqua Di Gio is that there's a melon note. I mean, do you pick up melon?
I can see that. I can see that a kind of melony accord. Not necessarily there's a note, but
Did you say Melanie? Is she here?
melon. That mealy mouth Nini, I hate her. Anyway, yeah, I get that kind of melony.
Can I smell?
You get it on me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as strong on you though as it is on me.
Interesting. But this is not something I would wear. This would, to me, I would just be like so bored.
Bored.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of aquatics in general?
Not in particular, no.
Not in particular.
No. You know me, I like the big, bold fragrances, the classic fragrances. I like a fragrance that can be challenging. I like a fragrance that really tells a story. And this is just kind of a whisper of kind of a salty air blowing up off the beach. And you know, I want a hurricane.
Well, maybe Acqua Di Gio Profumo is the hurricane you're looking for.
Yeah, let's try that on my skin.
Okay.
Let's see. Where's the
Do you have any space left?
Right here.
Now, I really love this one. And actually, I'm glad I discovered it because I had slightly dismissed it. But this is what Acqua Di Gio used to be. Maybe a slight bit stronger than what it used to be.
Now this is much more interesting. Much more interesting.
It's darker.
It's darker. It has depth. It has a kind of insinuating, encompassing kind of grasp to it. It's like it has fingers. It's coming around you and pulling you in.
Does it seem a little more complete than the original?
Yes.
And is that a good word to use?
It tells a whole story, where this is just like a few paragraphs of maybe something that could have been interesting. But this definitely tells a story.
Would you wear Acqua Di Gio Profumo?
I think I would. It's definitely, it has a kind of a masculine glamour, kind of modern masculine glamour in a sense. And what I mean by that is that it could be formal, and yet you could like be in a tuxedo but driving a sports car and throwing your tie off in the night as you're driving down a beach road, you know, and it's that kind of, you know, mixture of formality and I could give a fuck, you know, kind of thing. Pardon me, but if that makes any sense, it really is much more interesting than the old Acqua Di Gio.
I agree. There's also, I was thinking to myself, now that they've come out with Profumo and they have the original, why would anybody want to go with this one when this one is a lot more interesting?
Yeah, but you know, a lot of people will go with the familiar, what they're used to, and this is definitely has become the old kind of granddad of aquatics.
Totally.
Yeah.
But don't you think cool water was even more of a granddad?
Which came first?
Cool water came first.
Came first?
Yeah.
But this one seemed to hit even bigger.
Well, this is much bigger than Cool Water, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I believe it is the top selling fragrance of all time for men, what currently, even though.
And it's usually, from what I understand, what a lot of, if they're not wearing to the prom 1 million, they're wearing this, right?
Boring to wear that to the prom, but
Yeah.
the other thing I want to say is, even though calone is not listed in the notes here for Profumo, on my skin, I do get the calone, and it does become a little bit fishy.
It's not, I don't get a fishiness at all on this, on me.
No.
I get a kind of spicy, little bit of a bite.
It does have a bite, and I think that's the patchouli
Yeah.
and the incense.
Yeah, exactly. It's the patchouli and the incense. And it's almost, there's a slight kind of, a little animalic thing. It might be something else I'm wearing from today, but...
Oh, I think it might be, I kind of get ambergris from it,
Oh, that's it.
but it's not listed in the notes.
That's it. That's
You
it.
think that's it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Although, you know what, since calone is not listed, it does have C notes listed as notes. So perhaps they're referring to calone, or because calone is supposed to smell like aquatic sea notes, even though it's
C
a
notes,
synthetic
they may
molecule.
be there, but it has a spicy bitiness that just overrides that for me.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm in love with the Acqua Di Gio Profumo, and I love it. And to me, it lasts about a good 6.5 hours. It's eau de parfum, so it's a bit stronger. And I think it projects pretty decently for about 2 hours, which I really love. I'm happy that they have this fragrance, because for the longest time I had dismissed this. But I think if I'm thinking of not wearing any fragrance, but I want a little something, this is perfect for it.
You know what's interesting to me is that this is, to me, so different than this. Why didn't they just introduce this with a completely different name?
Yeah, you know what? You could. Well, maybe it's hinting. Well, it's definitely hinting at this fragrance.
Yeah, but I think it may be also writing on the history and the popularity of this fragrance. It would be, to me, if Giorgio Armani had just gone out and just presented something completely new that was this fragrance, and let it stand on its own and see where it would go. Because I think that part of the marketing is that, yeah, we have this Acqua Di Gio, it's our biggest seller ever. Let's do a flanker, and it may not necessarily have that much to do with this, but with the name, people will want to try it because
Exactly.
they like this.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Totally, I agree with that.
So I would call this, why not call it American Gigolo? You know, that's the movie that introduced Armani to American audiences as
You're
far
right.
as clothing.
Richard Gere.
Yeah, or call it gear.
And who was the woman?
Lauren Hutton.
Lauren Hutton. I was going to say Lauren Bacall, but that's not her.
Yeah, Lauren Hutton. So
Cool.
yeah, this is definitely an American Gigolo fragrance for sure.
And what do you call this one?
Oh, I call this late summer at the public pool.
I love that.
There you go.
Great. Cool. Yeah. So you would wear this one. This one, maybe not.
No.
Okay.
Not maybe not, just not.
Not at all. Okay.
Right.
I agree with you. Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments on Acqua Di Gio or Acqua Di Gio Profumo, please list below. If you have any questions or comments for Lanier, also please list below. And if you want to follow him on YouTube, I'll have his link in the info box. Please put
And I'm
down...
on Instagram too.
Oh, he does have Instagram. I'll put that in there as well. Also, let me know if you've tried Acqua Di Gio Profumo or have not, or you love Acqua Di Gio and have been wanting to try Acqua Di Gio Profumo. We can get a conversation started. Also, please like this video, share it, follow us, and we'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Cheers.